Okay, we're at our next lesson on fractions. We're going to learn about addition and subtraction of fractions today. There are certain rules that we need to apply. Let's have a look at those. Okay, so now we're going to learn how to add fractions. Addition has a rule, and it's the same as subtraction, which we'll look at on the next screen, where we cannot have denominators that are not the same. The denominators have to be the same. So how am I going to make a 2 into something that 3 can also go into, and how am I going to make 3 into something that 2 can also go into? So the best thing to do is to make them both into 6, because 2 and 3 can both go into 6. That's the lowest number they can both go into together. So how am I going to make 2 into 6? I'm going to times 2 by, let me get another color of a pencil to write in here. Let's make it in yellow. I'm going to times 2 by 3. That's going to make 6. And because I did that at the bottom over here, I have to do the times 3 to the top of the same fraction, Hey, I did it here. Now I have to do it there as well. So I'm going to have to times 1 by 3 as well. So let's go do that. Times 3. We'll go write the answer down here just now. We'll write it here just now. Now, that one will be 2 times 3 will get to 6. And now how do we get this one to 6? We're going to times 3 by 2. So let's go do that. Times 2. So let's just circle it because we still have to work it out. And because we did it at the bottom here, the times 2 of the same fraction, we have to do the same at the top as we did at the bottom. So we times this one by 2, so we have to times this one by 2. So let's go do that. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to write these things down here so that we can see them nice and clearly. Let me go write them down. So we've got, first of all, 1 times 3. Let's go write a 3. Sorry, let me get my pencil here. 3. Then we've got 2 times 3. That's below the line, so 2 times 3 is 6. And then we've got our plus sign. Now we're going to go look at 1 times 2 and 3 times 2. So 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, and then we've got 3 times 2, which is 6. Now you can see we've succeeded in getting the same denominators. And our numerators have changed simply because what we did to the bottom here, we had to do to the top there. These were both times by 3. What we did to the bottom here, we had to do to the top there. These were both times by 2. We managed to get to 6, same denominators, which mean we simply just can add now 3 plus 2. We don't plus the bottom numbers, we simply just keep it as the same number, but we plus the top, the numerator. So let's go do that. 3 plus 2 equals 5, and they're going to be over 6. As I said, remember you're not adding the denominators, you're adding only the numerators. And so that is now correct. So let's go look at the subtraction of fractions. So when you subtract fractions, you are not doing anything different to when you add. They both have the same rule. There's a minus sign. It means we have to have the same denominators. This only applies for addition and subtraction of fractions. They have to have the same denominators. So we can see we've got a 12 here. 4 can actually go into 12. So let's change that into a 12 by timesing it by 3. Then we'll have the same denominator. So we can keep the 12 the same. We'll times this one by 3. And what we do at the bottom here, we have to do at the top here as well. So let's go do that. So we're going to go times 3. 4 times 3. And because we did it here at the denominator, we have to do it at the numerator of the same fraction again. So times by 3. So I'm going to go write down everything again over here so we can solve our problem. So we have our 6 over 12, which didn't change, our minus sign, and then this is 1 times 3, that's going to be a 3 for the numerator, and this is 4 times 3, which is going to be 12 for the denominator. And now you can see we have the correct denominators, which means we can go ahead and minus our numerators. So we're going to go 6 minus 3 equals 3. And remember, we don't minus the denominators. That just stays the same. Oops, let me get my pen. 12. Let me just fix this equal sign here. Okay, so I hope you've got a better idea. As you advance in fractions, you will actually learn to reduce this. You would divide the 3 into itself once, and you would divide that same 3 into 12 4 times, and it will become 1/4. But don't let this part confuse you yet. If you're very much at the beginning of fractions, you can leave it at that. That means it hasn't been reduced yet. Right, let's solve some problems together. So you can see now we have a minus and we have a plus, and they have the same rules. They have to have that one and that one have to have the same denominator in that problem. This one and this one have to have the same denominator in this problem. So let's first do our minus. Let's see, what can they both go into? 4 can't fit into 6, so if you double 6 it gets to 12. So 6 can go into 12. 4 can also go into 12. So let's make the denominator 12. So remember, the rule is whatever we times this by, we have to times that by. And whatever we times this denominator by, we have to times the numerator above it by. So let's go do our 4 first. We're going to times it by, to get it to 12, we're going to times it by 3. And then we're going to do the same to the top. Okay? And to get 6 to 12, we're going to times it by 2. And we're going to do the same to the top. Okay. So now what we're left with actually is, for this one here, that will be a 9 over 12 for the denominator, that will be that one there, minus that over there would be 2 over 12 equals, and we can see 9 minus 2 is going to be equal to 7. And remember, we do not change the denominator. 12 just stays 12. 7 over 12. Okay. And just as a matter of interest, this one can't be reduced. That's already reduced as it is. Now let's look at the addition. We've got a 5 as denominator and a 3 as the denominator. And because it's a plus, we have to have a common denominator. So 5, if we double it, is 10. 3 can't fit into 10. 5, if we times it by 3, is 15. 3 can fit into 15, so we can times 3 by 5 to get to 15. We can times 5 by 3 to get to 15. So let's go do that. So I'm going to go times by 3 will get me to 15. And what I did to the bottom, I have to do to the top. Okay. And then for this one, we're going to times by 5, because 3 times 5 takes us to 15. Times by 5, and what I did to the bottom, I have to do to the top. Okay. So now let me just rewrite this one as it is timesed out, and then the other one underneath it, and let's work it out. So we're going to get 3 over 15 plus 5 over 15, and that's going to be equal to 3 plus 5 is 8 over 15. And as a matter of interest, this also cannot be reduced any further if you were to be reducing it. Okay. So I hope you understand your basics of fractions. We'll go into more in-depth problems tomorrow, and it's not so scary after all. Okay, I hope you understand that better now. Now it's over to you. You can go download your free practice worksheet and get some practice.